Millions of people around the world try to lose weight every year. When it comes to weight loss, it is impossible not to mention calories. By integrating and analyzing data, understanding the number of calories we consume each day can help us better control our diet and ensure that the energy we take in is balanced with the energy we burn, thus achieving our weight loss goals. The ultimate goal is to live a healthier life. Obesity is a global problem, but it is particularly common in North America. According to the World Health Organization, North America is one of the regions with the highest obesity rates in the world, especially in the United States and Canada. In the United States, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in 2019, more than a quarter of adults are classified as obese, and more than a third of adults are classified as overweight. Weight loss is usually achieved by consuming fewer calories or increasing physical activity. Knowing the number of calories we consume each day can help us better plan our diet and ensure that our calorie intake does not exceed our daily requirements, thus achieving our weight loss goals. In addition, knowing our daily calorie intake can also help us better understand our eating habits and make healthier choices, thus improving our overall health. From the beginning, I have been using Nutrition app to calculate the calories I consume every day and for each meal. It may take some time to get used to it at first, but once you have created modules for the foods you regularly eat, it becomes much simpler. I will enter the data into the Excel sheet to track. This process allows me to better understand the calories and nutrients I consume, and helps me control my diet more effectively. In addition, I also need to record my weight every day. While this may seem like a simple task, there are also some minor issues that can arise. Changes in weight can be influenced by many factors, including water retention, muscle gain or loss, and even the time of day. However, tracking my weight on a daily basis has allowed me to monitor my progress and make adjustments to my diet and exercise routine accordingly. This is my record from the first few days. I found the first issue was that weighing at different times of the day showed significant differences. For example, in the morning, I generally weigh less, while in the evening, I weigh more. Even if I don't eat anything all day, there will still be this difference. This is because of the body's basal metabolism, which requires energy to maintain life even without exercise. So since February 9, I have been trying to weigh myself around 8 every morning. However, this brings another issue, that the weight measured this morning is actually the end of yesterday's weight change and the beginning of a new day. The calories I consume today won't show up in my weight change until tomorrow morning. So I started to adjust my net weight change. Also, what I wear when I weigh myself can also affect the result. To obtain more accurate data, I keep wearing similar clothes each time. Since February 9, I have been wearing shorts and a short-sleeved shirt. I also found that if I only record whether I exercised or not, it is difficult to have a concept of exercise volume. So starting from February 12, I added time intervals of 30, 60, and 90 minutes for exercise. I rarely exercise for more than an hour and a half. So I think this option will help me better understand this issue. Later, I also found that the amount of water I drink also affects my weight. So I added a record of how many cups of water I drink each day. Of course, in the end, I believe that water intake only has a temporary effect on weight. Based on the data, drinking more only affects weight on the day because the body will expel unnecessary water. This graph compares my daily calorie intake with my weight changes from Feb 11 to March 5. The light blue represents the calories I consumed each day, while the dark blue represents the net weight change. The net weight change for each day is calculated by subtracting the weight measured at 8 am the following day from the weight measured at 8 am that day. As you can clearly see, there is a significant positive correlation between my weight changes and my daily calorie intake. On days when I consumed an average of 1,403 calories, my weight decreased by an average of 0.34 kg per day. It seems that the less I eat, the more my weight decreases. But is that really the case? Are there other factors that may be affecting me? Let my data tell you. Through collecting my own data, I've started to notice some things that I didn't know before, or at least things that are different from what I used to think. I used to believe that as long as the total calorie intake is the same, the impact on weight would also be the same. But through my data, I found that eating at different times can also affect my weight. That's right. The calories I consume for breakfast, lunch, and dinner can also impact my weight changes. On Feb 20, 21, and 22, I consumed a total of 1,350 calories each day, but the calories for each meal were different. On the 20, I ate 3 meals with similar calorie amounts. On the 21 and 22, I ate more for lunch and chose not to eat dinner. According to my previous understanding, the weight loss over these 3 days should have been about the same. However, the results showed that on the 20, my weight decreased by 0.1 kg, on the 21, it decreased by 0.3 kg, and on the 22, it decreased by 0.7 kg. The amount of exercise was similar over these 3 days, and the total calorie intake was the same. But weight loss was faster on days when I didn't eat dinner. So, if you want to lose weight more effectively, choosing to eat less or skipping dinner would be a good option. The second thing that came to my mind is exercise. Exercise can help us build a healthier version of ourselves and can be very effective in weight loss. I realized that it was difficult to compare the calorie intake on different days, even if I knew how long I exercised for. So, I set up a 3-day mini challenge. The rule of this challenge was to have the same total calorie intake for 3 consecutive days to make a comparison. On March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, my total calorie intake was the same, and I maintained high-intensity exercise for 90 minutes each day. On the first day, my weight decreased by 0.5 kg. On the second day, my weight decreased by 0.4 kg. On the third day, my weight decreased by 0.3 kg. This also proves that exercise is an important factor in weight loss. Exercise can help with weight loss as well as improve overall health. At the beginning of the data collection stage, I had a lot of doubts, such as whether the data would be useful or not, and whether the data would be accurate. I thought about writing down all the foods I ate by hand and then calculating the calories. It was a cumbersome task, but I started doing it. Soon, I found an app that made it easy to input food types and calculate the calories. I think the most important first step was that I actually started collecting data. When problems arise, I think about how to solve them. I want to continue collecting more data, as a 1-month data sample is clearly not enough. I can analyze it at intervals and add new data that I need. I can also analyze the food I eat in detail. I can not only observe calories but also study the different components of food, such as carbohydrates and fats. Visualizations can help us understand data faster and more intuitively, and even tell the story behind the data. Another important point is to think from the perspective of the viewer. We need to look at these visualizations from the perspective of the viewer. I collected this data and also made these visualizations. I easily fall into the trap of thinking that the visualizations I made are clear because my subconscious mind already knows the data. However, someone who does not understand this data may find it difficult to understand these visualizations.